Yeah, so we've had this populist wave which has been sweeping the West in the last, really since Brexit. We've had the Trump election. We've had what's happened in Italy with Salvini. We've had the rise of the Alternative for Deutschland, and they've really undermined the Merkel government in Germany. Of course, we've had all the election victories in Eastern Europe, most notably Viktor Orban in Hungary, but also the ongoing strength of Vladimir Putin. And all these sort of parties are promoting nationalist, traditionalist policies, protecting the nation state, fighting for our survival. Now, the reason they got so strong is because we're still democracies. Elections still matter, and these people are winning elections. Next month, on September the 9th, we've got a really crucial election in Sweden. Sweden's in a dire situation. That nation is on the brink of catastrophe. And we hope that the Swedish Democrats can get a really good vote in that election, maybe as high as 30%. It was only something like 12% last time. So it'll be an incredible leap forward for the Nationalists in Sweden. And Jimmy Atkinson, who's leading the charge there, he's the leader of the Swedish Democrats. He could be the next Swedish Prime Minister. And what a turnaround that would be. Sweden, which was the flag bearer for the international globalist liberal elite, will turn to the populist camp. That would be a great coup, that. And the next month we've got an election in Bavaria, where the AFD are really pushed into second place. They're challenging the Christian Social Union, which is the dominant party in Bavaria. Now that election is absolutely crucial, because if the AFD get 15% and form a coalition government with the Christian Socialists, the Conservatives if you like, that will undermine Merkel even more in Berlin. And Merkel will not be able to tolerate that. She might challenge it, and she might break from the Christian Social Union over any coalition they form with the AFD. We've already had the Austrian election. The Prime Minister in Austria, Sebastian Kurz, has brought the Austrian Freedom Party, the populist in Austria, into the government with him, their coalition there. And Bavaria, which is next door to Austria, they're threatening to do the same after this election in October. So another crucial election in October, and that leads up to the third election. They say it comes three in a row, doesn't it? That's the midterms in America. If the Republicans can hold on to the House, win 2 or 3 or more Senate seats, have a majority in the Senate, Trump will be in an incredible, powerful position going into this, the next 2 years of his presidency. And that will enable Trump to really stamp his authority. And all these attacks on free speech that we're seeing on the social networks, I mean, they're acting as a monopoly, Facebook, Twitter and YouTube, banning people such as Alex Jones. Trump will challenge that. Because they're acting in a monopolistic way, and because they're biased against conservative and populist voices, the Congress in America break up these companies or say to them, look, if you don't open this platform up to all voices, if you don't have real freedom of speech, we'll break up this platform. And we'll arrange it so that people can express themselves. This is a crucial battle in America in November for these midterms. And Trump's just won 5 out of 5 in the primaries and special elections that we've had this Tuesday. So I think the Republicans are in a really strong position for November, and we're looking forward to a good election result. We've got to keep on this same message: the nation state, strong borders, control of immigration, economic nationalism, putting your own country first, America first, Britain first, Italy first, Germany first, Sweden first. We need parties that stand up and take responsibility for their own people and their own nations. Just like a father takes responsibility for his family. That's how it's meant to work. That's how it works successfully. And that's all we want. We want to have nations which function properly. We want to stop this globalist attack on our very lifestyle, our very history, our very nation, our country. It's been constantly undermined by these globalists who are trying to push our traditions and our people to one side, to dispossess us and replace us with others. That can't go on. It's got to stop. And these 3 elections that are coming up, Sweden in September, Bavaria in October, and America, the midterms in November. These are absolutely crucial to make sure the populist wave continues. So just watch them closely. Cheers. Thanks a lot.
I mean, I'm going to talk about the Labour Party now, but it's broader than the Labour Party, what's happening. This freedom of speech thing, the shutting down of freedom of speech and the sort of, stopping or shutting down of freedom of assembly, this is happening right across Europe. Except obviously for the former Eastern Bloc countries, it's happening right across Europe. And, it's a deliberate agenda, but it's happening in this country. And it seems that the Labour Party are behind it in this country. They're not in power in this country. They're on a shadow cabinet. And I keep saying that all the time. I keep mentioning the cabinets. Because we know that only 22 people are running this country, which are the Tory cabinet. 22 people on the Tory cabinet, and it's only 12 of them really, are running this country, because the 12 can outvote the other 10. If people on there, go against what they're saying. And this is the situation that we're in. You've got these 12 acolytes, or 11, who are following Theresa May, our spineless Prime Minister, who's going along with everything that the Labour on the shadow cabinet are suggesting to her. She's passing legislation based on what they've told her, on these bizarre sorts of Home Affairs committees, which bear no relation to reality. And I've said this on my last video. These politicians aren't centred in reality. They support globalism and they hate populists like Tommy Robinson and people like us and people like Paul Rimmer. They hate us, so they go out of their way to remove our voice. Where's the debate in that? There is no debate. We're not violent people. We want to have debate with them, but there is no debate with the left wing because they're they're becoming totalitarian. They were sectarian, but now they're becoming totalitarian. And this is the situation that we're in, and we've got to do something about it. And, luckily we've got Alex Jones. Well, it's unlucky really, because they've removed his channel from the internet, and I used to watch some of his stuff, but Alex has just opened up a website. You see, they can't get you off the internet. Now they're going to have to ask Google to try and remove his website. And now I've just heard that they've removed him from eBay. So all the stuff that Alex was selling, obviously to maintain what he was doing, they've stopped him from selling this stuff on YouTube. On eBay. And this is the situation we're in. They've expelled him from all the social platforms, or the 3 major social platforms, and now eBay have stopped selling this stuff. I mean, this is bizarre. And what they're going to do is they're just going to anger Donald Trump. And I've got to remind these people who are doing this, Donald Trump, if his guys get elected in the midterm elections, it's going to come down heavier on them, like Paul just said. He's going to come down heavy on them and break them people up, because what they're doing is they've got a monopoly at the moment, and they're using that monopoly to silence people, and they're listening to the likes of Yvette Cooper in the Labour Party. Yvette Cooper. I mean, it's unbelievable. And Naz Shah. I mean, we've already told you what Naz Shah has been up to over the years, and she's only been an MP since 2015. And this is the situation that we're in at the moment. They're trying to slander us by using a narrative that bears no relation to reality. It's an oppressive narrative because they're in power. So what they're trying to say is, you shut up. We know what we're talking about. You elected us in, so we're telling you, Well, this isn't playing out anymore, and this is why they can't get an overall massive... when they go into the votes, they're not doing great in the general elections. They're not getting massive majorities like they used to do, Labour and Tory. That stopped happening because of people like us telling you the truth.